Guru best deck, let's go! We did it. It took a while for me to get back at it again. But after well, we're back. Guru's back. So the Dutch Extravaganza remote duel event just has ended. And I took 3rd place with the best deck, Subterror. Now I know what you're thinking. How can this helmet floodgate deck go 5-1 at a 60 participant event? Well, I can tell you without any floodgates. This deck, it's so cool. It's honestly so cool. So yeah, the event just ended. We had 60 participants in the Netherlands. We were the 2nd biggest remote duel in Europe, which is quite impressive already. CardGuild was the organizer. Link will be in the description down below. Thank you guys for organizing the event. It was super well organized, flowed extremely well, with a great excellence judge team. I still would like to appeal, and yeah, it was a lot of fun. There were 6 rounds, 60 participants. It's very cool to play. I really like the remote duel style. I've been playing with that for a while at locals now, but using it in a bigger event was really, really cool. And yeah, it just flowed well. Everything was really cool. And yeah, I got 3rd place. So I was a 5-0. I was the only player that was 5-0, but in the last round I just didn't win, sadly. I went 1-1 and then lost the last game. Unfortunate. So I have my match breakdown and I'm gonna say it right here before we go into the deck profile real quick. Round 1 I faced Michel with Zodiac. I beat him 2-1. Round 2 I faced Dinos. I beat him 2-0. Round 3 I faced Prankits. I beat him 2-1. Round 4 I faced Virtual World, which I beat 2-0. Round 5 I had the Mirror, which was interesting to say the least. So we are at a remote duel event. It's 2020. The best decks are arguably Virtual World, Triathlon, and what is both 4-0? It's Subterror. What? But yeah, that was a really, really cool guy. Shoutouts to Julian, who played a very different list from mine. He got 9th place eventually, which is really solid for his first event, so congratulations to him. And the last round I played against Triathlon, which was the winner of the entire event. And I just couldn't pull through. My opening hand, game 1, was really terrible, and yeah, I kind of blame my loss on that, so it kind of sucks. But you know what happens? I was 3rd after ties, which is quite impressive for my deck. I'm super happy with the result. Really happy to like not have dropped the ball during the whole no Yu-Gi-Oh area. And yeah, just shoutouts to Sam and the boys from Team Erica for helping me playtest so that I could still perform today. So yeah, I don't really know what else to say. I'm gonna show the deck breakdown real quick. I was one of 3 Subterror duelists, which is way too much if you ask me. Overall, really solid, pretty diverse format, I'd say the least. No real winners, no real losers. Of course, the big decks are very variety high, so yeah. Without further ado. Alright, so this is very different from what you might expect or what you are even used to. I decided to go a very different approach with the deck. I wanted to try out some stuff, and try it out I did. And yeah, honestly, the deck performed extremely well. I'll add a little bit to it when we get there. But overall, this deck worked really solid, and I'll tell you about my philosophies on the way. So for the monsters, I play triple Guru, of course, very original, triple Venus, Nemesis Archer. We are not playing Human Tricks. This is all for the monsters. There are no hand traps in this deck. Why is that? When testing against the deck really... Well, I noticed that hand traps are very not impactful. You either need 2 and then you only have 3 cards to play with, and I don't know, the entire going second idea is like just not that good. So what I did is I replaced all the hand traps you would usually main, like Ash, Crow, maybe Gamma. And I just played more traps, because traps are very viable when going second too, because you cannot really play through a strike. You have to face that strike in some way or another, and it will clear your monster in, its way. And yeah, I just don't think that running hand traps like Ash or Imperm or Gamma, they are just not high impact enough. Against Virtual World, they will just extend more, and against Triad and 1 Ash will definitely not win you the match. So I just opted to play 0. I know that the Fiendus still plays into talents, which is one unfortunate thing. I am lucky to have not seen that happen today. But yeah, it's just clean, just this. No cards on hand, just everything on the field. Let's go. And I'll show the traps in a bit as well, of course. Triple City. This is very not original. Triple Extrav. I wanted to play Cyclone. This was a key component to the deck list. Because Zodiac plays back row, Eldritch plays back row, the Dogmatica Invokes deck plays back row, and the Virtual World plays back row. And against all those decks, this card is crucial. So I had to main deck this card, which is essential because the only problem you have with Virtual World is the Kuche, and you can just Cyclone it away. Or if you're going first and they reveal a Virtual World to target a monster, you can just Cyclone it away. Don't want to talk about it too much, makes sense. Double Duality, I don't like 3 Duality because it clocks. It's maybe weird, I don't know, I like this ratio, it worked for me really well. Just some more consistency. I played double Book of Moon. The original list had 3 Ash and 41 cards, so I just cut down the Ashes and played 2 Book of Moon. Yeah, more Book of Moon, more better. It's a spell card, so it doesn't die to red reboot. And yeah, the card's really good. And the Cave Clash, still the best card. Terraforming for the 3rd Hidden City. And the Call by the Grave, because Call by the Grave is really good versus the Dryatron deck, and it's good versus the Outblack deck, and it's good versus hand traps. And it's at 1, so we have to play 1. That's it for the spells. For the traps, this is a very heavy trap lineup. Subterror always played a lot of traps, but this is like the most it has been, I think. I played Triple Strike, kind of self-explanatory. Strike is just really blow out this format. The Triple Judgment, some people cite it, I like to main it because you will either cite it in every game anyway, but now you just have it already. Judgment is such a good blowout card. And yeah, this just stops your opponent from playing. It's super good, it's super strong, and overall it was like always so insane, these cards. And I main deck Triple Dimension Barrier. When the format calls for it, it shall come, and it is here. This stops the turn of Zoo, this stops the turn of the Druid deck. It hinders Virtual World, doesn't win straight out, but it hinders the deck a lot. This card overperformed where people were just passing turns. The only bad matchup that I had really with it was when it played against the Mirror, but did not expect that, to say the least. Overall, this card is just very, very solid. And yeah, I'm really happy that I main decked it. Triple Ice Dragon Prison, pretty self-explanatory, probably the best trap this format. This card is insane versus everything. It's spot removal, graveyard removal. This card does it all. If you haven't bought your copies yet, you are kind of too late because it's super expensive right now. Triple Final Battle, 3 not 2. And the last card, our Double Punishment. Just like Ice Dragon Prison, this card is once per turn, which is why I didn't want to play it at 3. But I figured that Punishment was the better of the 2, so I just played the 2 Punishment instead. I played 3 Tarot in my extra deck for it. 2 Intis and the Fossil Knight to get some variety in there. And I also play some pretty high attack monsters. So yeah, this card came in clutch. It was really good. You don't summon out of your extra deck anyway. So yeah, that's it. Main philosophy, as you can probably see, is spot removal the deck. I don't want to lose off a Zeus. And they cannot make a Zeus if they don't have a monster, or if you just stop their XE monster, which is why Guru is so good. It starts to have Battle Phase, Book of Moon it. It's a very cool deck versus Virtual World. You can just remove their monster and the thing doesn't summon. You can just strike everything you want. Barrier for like Synchro or XEs or Fusion versus so many decks. And overall, yeah, this deck kind of started as a joke, but it became a reality that it's such a slow format. And, you know, when the format calls to it, just return to Monkey. Like, don't do anything like cool, don't try to do heavy combos, you know, just get back to your roots, make it simple, and make it clean and simple it is. For the extra deck is really nothing spectacular, as I said before. Double Intis and a Skull Knight. Maybe want to up the Intis a little bit more because I did Extravaganza it. Shoutouts to Gijs for borrowing me his Fossil Warrior. Triple Mud Dragon, we play Super Poly inside. Triple Venom, we play Super Poly inside. I'll explain in a bit. Triple Anima, this card helped me win against Virtual Worlds because he made his monster in extra monster zone. Pay attention to that, don't do that. This card is really good. Double Ausa. This can be Mrs. Radiant as well, but I like to use Ausa to make Trident, which came up twice in the tournament, which is really, really cool. Fun fact, you can also like Dimension Barrier your opponents to and then make a Trident, which is really cool. So yeah, nothing really spectacular in the extra deck. Now the side deck is where the real magic happens. I play triple anti-spell. I figured that every deck this format runs spells, whether it's Dryadron or Invoked or Virtual World, all those decks run spells. Anti-spell slows everything down. If you're going first, you can use your spells, and that's the end of the story, because you win after that. I don't play Order, because Order is really bad in this deck. Triple evenly matched. This is the only extra back row removal I am playing. Maybe want to play like Lightning Storms as well, but evenly are definitely very clutch. Help me win against so many decks. And yeah, this card, like every deck just plays into this nowadays again, so that's pretty cool and nice. So you can just side it in and it's good again. Super Poly. The entire idea behind this is that this clears double VFD, and if your opponent doesn't have a VFD, you can just summon one monster and then make Mud Dragon instead. Yeah, the card performs solid. It's also good versus like XE Synchro combos versus Virtual World. So yeah, this is basically there for Virtual World. I sided this in the mirror as well because I don't really have any other things to side in. Then I played double Gamma Shell and the Radiant. I sided out the dualities for this a bunch of times, and these cards are just clutch versus the Dryad and the Mirror, or the, any problem cards. You can just side this in against stuff like Zoo, whatever. It's really good. And the last card was something that I thought would be the best card ever, which is My Body as a Shield. The entire mentality behind this is this negates a Gamma, this negates a Trident, this negates a Kuche when it is set. This card is really, really strong. But in reality, I never sided this in because I would just side in the other cards as well, or instead. And yeah, I thought this would be the most overperforming card in my deck, but the format is just so slow. People are not playing Gamma anymore, so I'm not really scared of it anymore. So this should either be like something that Triton loses to, or something else entirely, like maybe more back row removal. Alright, so that is my deck list that I played at the Extravaganza. Honestly, really, really solid. Thank you to everyone that helped me test the deck. And again, shout out to CardGuild. Link is in the description down below for hosting the event. Over the next couple of days I will have more deck lists coming up from both the 2nd and the 4th place. And yeah, the 1st place was Dryadron, and his deck list was the same as Jesse Cotton, he said, so he didn't want to do a deck profile. But just look at Jesse Cotton's list, I guess, for that. But yeah, I have Yuri Landsman's Eldlik deck coming up as well, together with Rob Jansen's Paleozoic deck list. Joshua Oosters got 5th place, and he is uploading his Phantom Knight deck profile featuring Double Dragoon. Very hypocritical, but to Joshua's channel. And link is in the description down below to that. And I believe that's it. Return to Monkey. This deck is sick. It's honestly good. Like really. I didn't expect it to. I didn't believe it to. But it is. Here we are. 5-1. Almost 6-0. I think I'm first. Do you guys agree? So yeah, if you like content like this, more deck profiles are coming, so definitely stay tuned and subscribe. It really helps a lot. Let's get to the 1 million subscribers together. I have noticed that a lot of you are not subscribed. You know, just like every YouTuber says. And subscribe. Like. Comment. Did you play the Extravaganza? What deck did you play? Play something cool? Let me know. And yeah, try out the deck. It's good. Try it out. It's not that bad. Stop hating. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.